first practice match of the year for the development side taking on North Ballarat. Unfortunately went down by 3 goals, but it's not more about the results, it's more about the head out.
It is indeed, and we talked about that before the game, in that it's a practice game and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to practice our structures and our setups, and I thought we did quite well.
Testing conditions as well, quite windy out here at North Ballarat.
Yeah, we had the same number of scoring shots, but they're used to training in this fairly regularly, so they kicked very well, and that's where the 3-goal difference was.
I guess skills might have to be worked on a little bit, a few mongrel punts in the forward line because of that wind.
Yeah, look, our entry into forward line frustrated our forwards a little bit, but look, it was a very difficult day, and I thought some of our ball movement patterns were pretty good under trying conditions.
Also hearing good performance today from Joshy Mewling, Tommy Gordon as well.
Yeah, look, those more senior players were pleasing that they're carrying on that form, but also Will McTaggart, I thought in the ruck, Paddy McMahon in the ruck, I thought was very good as well.
And that's been the big question about the, we had the lack of height last year. How are some of these younger blokes that are now starting in the ruck for us? How have they been coming along?
Yeah, look, I think we've got a bit to work with. We've got a couple of the boys who've been injured, with Ben Perry and young Sammy Gilmore. But I thought the efforts from particularly Paddy today, Paddy McMahon, and now I had a look at Prowsey and he took a good grab before, and I think he's moving along quite well.
And also another young bloke who I think did an injury last year, but Johnny McKenzie's also on his way back.
Yeah, Johnny's obviously played the first half in the seniors this game, but he's moving quite well and we're impressed with his performance.
How about some of the younger blokes, particularly from the Oakley Chargers that we've picked up? How have they been coming on in their pre-season and today?
Yeah, look, we've been very happy with our recruiting, and all those boys out of the TAC Cup have learned good habits, and so they've brought them towards us as well. Veering and Barnes and some of those lads were terrific today, and I think really it's a very, very exciting time of the year, and I think we'll be pretty good.
And some extra support for you in the coaching box. First of all, Andrew Miram's coming across from Williamstown, and you're going to be having the aid of Trigger, Tristan Francis, who of course is out with a hip injury.
Yeah, Tristan comes to us with a lot of experience as a player. Obviously a premiership player with Port Melbourne, which is fantastic. But to keep him in the game, he's shown some interest in the midfield coaching, so it'll be really helpful for me.
And less stress on you this year, considering now you're going to certainly be having a deeper playlist to be working with this year?
Look, I hope so. They might test my coaching abilities. I just might need to brush up on a few things there. But no, look, really excited about this year with a deeper playing list, and I think our recruiting's been good.
Reggie, thanks for your time.
Thanks, mate.
Talking about some of the new players, Michael Fieldson, Rounds, also putting in there Toby Thorlin and Tommy O'Sullivan. Really encouraging signs for some of the new recruits.
Yeah, well, they were, and especially Tommy O'Sullivan. I thought he was the pick of the bunch, really. His work rate when he doesn't have the ball and what he allows other teammates to do, and obviously when he does have the ball, he generally makes the right decisions, and I thought he was very good today.
Also, if we look at some of the more senior players, Dean Galea out there, new support in the forward line. Bonners now being able to play permanent down in the forward line. And also Josh Scipione, you were talking about him playing front and centre.
Yeah, well, we actually practiced a fair bit of that last night, and it came to fruition on a couple of occasions, so that's good for Josh, and I think he's trained up really well over the last few weeks, and he had an extended break, but I'm really happy with his progress. He's been able to combine his ability to get session after session after session, and he's not spending too much time in the medical room, so that's always a good thing.
Next week we play Frankston. Will be an interesting situation, a fairly new Frankston side. I think they'll be wearing name tags. They don't know each other. What's some of the younger players from the reserve side that do you expect coming up to get a run at senior footy in our second practice match?
Yeah, well, I saw 2.5 quarters of the development team today, and we're obviously going to look at the factor of resting some guys next week as we rested some this week. So we're really on about trying to get every player to play 3 games if we can. So guys like Sam O'Sullivan, I was particularly impressed with him today. I know he's not young, but he is young in terms of VFL footy. Will McTaggart, I thought, was very good today. He has huge swings in what he does well and things that he can work on. Paddy McMahon hasn't played a game for 3.5 years, so he may have to ruck for us next week, depending on how we go in. And if you look at Jason Williams, you know, Jace played 7 or 8 games last year, so I thought he was pretty sound today from what I saw. There are some good signs from some kids that we're looking at from a development point of view. Pat Jenkins, I thought, Paddy's obviously going to have to put on about 10 kilos to play at the next level, but he presented himself well, he gave us a contest. So all in all, we'll look at any player that we want to select because we need to find out a little bit about some of these guys who have been around the scene. Jake Allen was another one that I thought seemed pretty productive in what he did. So, yeah, we'll have a look at it on Monday and Wednesday of next week and then hit Frankston on Saturday.
And just quickly before we let you go, the pleasing sign about this 7 or 8 goal march at the end of the day was at least 7 or 8 more senior players, John Baird, Toby Pinwell, Ryan Gale, for example, being rested.
Yeah, and of course you shouldn't forget Sam Fleming and Chris Kane and Mark Johnson as well, Heath O'Farrell. Tommy Johnson hasn't had, unfortunately, much, positivity about getting back to play. So we're hoping all those guys, most of them should play next week. And then it's really going to be what we want to see here is that internal pressure for our positions. And we know when we've got that, generally keeps the guys on edge and they know they can't slip up.
Gary, thanks for your time.
Good on you, Pete.
Borough TV is a Port Melbourne Football Club production.